So, one last problem. And I love this one. It is, you are driving your car on the interstate at 70 miles per hour. You look down at your phone for 6 seconds, just 6 seconds, to send a quick text message. How many feet of road did you miss? How many football fields passed you by while you were looking at your phone instead of what was in front of you? Okay, so I know this seems very daunting, but I really want you to pause the video right now and see if you can start this problem out. And the hardest thing for people whenever I give them this problem is simply just deciding, which of these numbers do I start with? Okay? Never before have I given you a problem where you start with 2 different numbers. One of them is 70 miles per hour and the other one is 6 seconds. So think to yourself, which of these is going to be easier for me to start my dimensional analysis problem with? Then use what you know, equivalent statements, to get to the end. And I will tell you that you will need to use the fact that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Okay, so keep that in mind and pause the video. So I'm just going to interject a little hint on here. What's hard about this problem? Well, it's hard because you're starting with like seconds, pretty much. Just as a hint, you should start with seconds. And you're converting it to feet. If I look down for 6 seconds, how many feet did I miss? And those are very different units of measurement. This is time and this is distance. Okay? So if I want to start with units of time and end up with units of distance, I have to do some fun changing. Is there anything given to me in the problem that might be some sort of missing link between time and distance? Does any other number on here have units that relate time and distance to each other? Oh, I have this 70 miles per hour, time, distance. That is my hint to you if you are struggling, okay? You want to start here, end up here, and you have to use this along the way to get there, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, let's actually try this out. So like I said, we're going to start with 6 seconds. Oops. I don't know why I keep doing that today. And I'm going to use what I know, right? We told ourselves that we need to work towards this, right? But does seconds cancel with hours? Absolutely not. I cannot use that to my advantage. But I know that I need to end up at hours. So what do you know about seconds? Well, you know that there are 60 seconds. Oh my goodness. 60 seconds in 1 minute. Right? Minutes aren't hours, but we all know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Nice. Okay, now I have hours. Yay. So if I want to go, now that I'm at hours, where can I go? I said that my goal was to end up here, right? So I could use this 70 miles per hour. That means 70 miles are in 1 hour. I have another equivalent statement here. So, oh wow. Maybe I have some bad lead today. 70 miles in 1 hour will leave me with miles. And if I have miles, can I work my way to feet? I absolutely can. Using my equivalent statement, I can make a clever form of 1. That's something along the lines of 1 mile is 5,280 feet. There's a lot going on here, but my answer is seconds cancels with seconds. Minutes cancels with minutes. Hours cancels with hours. Miles cancels with miles. all of these things were true just to get me to feet. And then I've got to figure out how many feet, okay? 6 times 70 times 5280 divided by 60 times 60 in your calculator is 616. Please do yourself a favor and actually work that out. Don't just take my word for it. Make sure you get 616 also, okay? So in that 6 seconds that you looked down, you missed 616 feet. That's a lot. Don't text and drive, okay? So but we're not done, because that was just the first question, right? The second question is, how many football fields did we miss? So now I know that we missed 616 feet. I want you to pause the video and see if you can convert that to football fields, okay? What do you know about football fields? Well, you know about those in terms of yards. So my hint to you is that there are 120 yards in one field. Okay, and from that, I think you should be able to do the rest. Okay, so number and units that I'm starting with, 616 feet. Nice. Units I want to end with, football fields. What do I know about feet? I don't know. I don't know how many feet are in a field, but I know how many yards are in a field. Do I know how many feet are in a yard? Yes, I do. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, so feet will cancel with feet. I'm left with yards. Oops, sorry, not equals. Multiply. Now with yards, I know that there are 120 yards in 1 football field. So feet cancels with feet, yard cancels with yards. I'm left with units of fields. And then I just had to do my math. 616 divided by 3 divided by 120, and you'll end up with, and this one right here, none of this is really measurement, so you can round wherever you feel is appropriate. It will not be a whole number. I left mine at 1.7. Okay, 1.7 football fields. Okay, so these were some examples, unchemistry related, just basic manipulation of these units. Okay, and what you're about to do next is just more practice in weird little scenarios from like everyday life. And you're gonna see why I call these turtle